Let me mute myself here. So guys,
what what was that,
How's it
Zach?
going?
here we go.
What was that?
Sorry, my roommate's in the
Oh,
the kitchen, so he was talking to me for a second. I was gonna mute my mic. How you guys doing?
good. How are you,
Good.
man?
How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Long day, good day though. Here we go. All right. Let me see
Okay,
here.
finally, I think I got this figured out. All right, here we go.
I don't know how I'm.
It's like you go away for a couple weeks and you forget how to do stuff.
Henry getting in here.
Mm-hmm. All right.
This is a new method live on Riverside instead of I feel like usually last time there was a different joining method.
No, we're live on Riverside, my LinkedIn page, Facebook group, YouTube. It's just multi live everywhere.
Oh shit,
Yep.
that's sweet. That's good
Yep, yep, yep.
integration.
All right, so we're good to go. How you guys doing, gents?
Good. Good. How
Good.
was
Sorry,
Thanksgiving?
so, sorry about last week. I was like, I was literally like, okay, we have time to go get dinner, and then we'll have, I should be back sometime around like 6:30, 6:45, and then we just got stuck on this horrible traffic. So it took us like almost 2 hours before we can even get there. So my apologies on that.
All good. Holy cow. That's some. Ugh.
Um, All right, so Zach, how you been, man? How was Thanksgiving? How's business in this winter slow time of the year for you?
Thanksgiving was good. It was great seeing family as always. Business is doing well. Definitely better than last year this time.
Okay,
I've already passed my December revenue from last year, which was like 4 grand, which wasn't good. But so far, so
you did
good.
that in 3 days.
Yeah, yeah, I've
Oh,
had a
that's
busy
awesome.
last couple of days. But I don't think it's going to be super long lived. I think I just had a lot of bookings roll in
Right?
for early December, kind of like that post Thanksgiving, almost like a little bit of a rush.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, doing good. Should be hopefully got it going on tomorrow as well. Got 3 confirmed, and then um, Thursday or Friday and Thursday. Yeah, Friday will be. I've got nothing on the books, so that's. I guess that's when it will chill out a little bit. I think it's a flood and then calmness afterwards.
Oh, gotcha,
Um,
gotcha. We
yeah,
and we had some interesting reels that we made for you last couple times.
yeah. I've been liking them. We've been
How
doing the AI effects.
Yeah. Yeah, like our team was doing stuff I didn't even know they were capable of. So that was pretty cool to see.
I think
Um,
Momo learned Higgsfield, if I believe I'm
yeah,
correct.
yeah, not cheap, but that's okay.
I
So,
see.
um, so speaking of which, so then let me ask all of you guys. So it is a it would are you guys okay with that cost being passed through because it is additional cost above and beyond what we typically do in terms of the AI generation, the credit. As a
Mhm.
consumer, like, is that fair for me to pass that on
Mm,
Are we talking about AI generation for your clients or for us?
for you guys?
Well, we're going to pass it along, right?
Well,
so
but in our case, you guys do whatever you want with your clients. I'm talking as you guys being my clients.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I would prefer not. I mean, obviously, if you
I
ask
mean,
somebody if they want to
obviously,
spend more money,
right?
they're going to say no. Uh, my next step really is creating a premium section. or premium video, because right now I just kind of eyeball it if I feel like it's a priority video for like a higher producer or something along those lines, then I'll add the effects and stuff like that, and I'll make sure that it's a killer versus going with a more low cost editor for someone that has low volume. I'm not trying to prioritize as much.
Well, the virtual staging on the empty house, like that one, I think is definitely a banger. Like I feel like if anybody's got an empty house, like that's a must.
I got a lot of engagement on that. I actually booked 3 shoots off that video because we with the Instagram we have all the messages kind of impending. So like realtors will see it, but they won't book a shoot. And sometimes when we do a good video or something, they'll actually see the video and they'll send it to me and be like, "Can we do something like this?" And they'll actually want to do it at the listing they already have live that hasn't sold yet.
Awesome.
So
so it's completely legit for me to pass along that cost. Excellent. Hey, if it helps you make money,
can you post
fair enough, right?
Say again, Henry?
Can you post the link so we can see it? Can you guys hear me?
You're coming through very low, Henry. Actually, I think I can post a link on the comments.
Okay.
Cool.
But it was something that I actually did not even think of that until I saw it, and I'm just like, wow, like if it's a completely empty, because what had happened was the week before I had a listing where somebody on the editing team did something similar, and then I think Melmar just kind of took it to the next level. And it was pretty dope.
Okay. So I talked to one of my realtors this last week, and he said, like, the area that I'm wanting to serve, said absolutely no more AI, no staging, no AI videos, just nothing. Like they overcorrected because some people were starting to abuse the system. And I think the 2 others that I haven't heard back yet from, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to follow suit on the same ideas. No AI.
I'm starting to hear this through a few other photographers. I think over the course of the next 12 to 18 months, I think we're going to see a lot of changes coming along from MLS just on those rules by itself of AI and what can be done. Taking that out of it, when we're looking at these reels that are going on social media, things like that, I don't know what brokers are going to say because that's kind of a separate promotion out of the MLS and what those regs are going to come down and look like. But I'm hearing through the grapevine, a lot of MLSs are starting to say no virtual twilights, virtual staging has to be labeled. So those types of things, like I said, the reels and videos that we're creating, those aren't going to MLS, but I don't know what, brokerages are going to step in and say for their agents, what they're going to push on to them as far as reducing the liability on that stuff.
Yeah, I think as long as MLS can regulate whatever goes on to MLS all they want to, but as far as anything that is outside of it, I don't think they have any say. Neither do the brokerages, other than Redfin, because every real estate agent is 1099. It's literally you're a 1099 contractor. So
right.
So I don't know that the brokerages can come to you and say, oh, like you cannot do that in terms of like how you're marketing the listing outside of the MLS.
True. Again, I'm not an attorney by any means, and I'm not a broker by any means, but just from a standpoint of thinking of it from a brokerage's standpoint, because brokerages still carry insurance in case the agent screws up.
That agents pay for.
Right. But I'm saying, so with any AI going on right now, I think we've got a long curve ahead of us in regards to what legalities are going to come down in any aspect of advertising when it comes to using AI. So, yes, I understand agents are independent contractors, but being that they're still covered by brokerage insurance, sure, an agent pays for that. They have their own errors and omissions that they pay for. The agents do. I was talking with a guy, he's a real estate photographer in Nebraska. He's a real estate agent. And they're kind of toying around with what they're going to put in place for their agents. They're kind of waiting to see what their MLS rules are going to say, because they're involved in a lawsuit right now, not even for AI, but the brokerage is involved, the agent's involved. So there's still a liability there on both sides. And I can see brokerages putting policies or procedures in place or forms or something to protect them from the agent's advertising. My 2 cents on it. Again, not a broker, not an attorney. Just with everything that's gone on, in real estate with all these commission changes and how the wording's gone on that and stuff. Like I said, I think you're going to see something along the lines that the brokerages are going to fall in line.
I think if you are an agent and you need to grab as much attention coming to your listing as possible, hey, I say outside of the MLS, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. I mean, because what? So it's one thing to play hypothetical, but then like realistically speaking, what could you possibly get sued for?
Misrepresentation.
Because you're not, it's not on MLS, it's not misrepresentation.
You can go to court for, somebody will take you for anything. Whether you win or not, it's a different story, but somebody will eventually attempt a lawsuit.
Right. I could sue you for your name starting with R.
Yeah, there's going to be
or H.
So that's what I'm saying, is till it happens, we don't know. But I know, MLSs are starting to put the crack down. Mm-hmm. So again, what's going to happen? Are brokerages going to follow that same suit? Are they going to say, hey, you're free to advertise however you want? That's the unknown. That I don't know where we're going to go with that.
Right.
Well, if we ever go down that road, there's going to be a lot of agents going independent brokerages. I'll tell you that.
That may be, like I said, this is just, I know MLSs are starting to put restrictions in place. So it's a matter of what's going to happen with the brokers after that.
It seems like a lot of this has to do with the market and the fact that people were trying to find reasons
You want to
out of purchasing homes. Right. So when they find that one image was AI, they say, hey, this was a misrepresentation. I want out of this contract. Right. They're finding anything and everything. And that's why the MLSs are going like, whoa, we can't have this. Right.
Right. So if I see one form of marketing on MLS, and I see another form on YouTube or TikTok, does that YouTube, TikTok fall into the misrepresentation area?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so, but laws these days are so dang screwy to begin with.
I think we're taking this to a little bit of extreme, because if there's any not very bright people out there that watches a TikTok video and solely based on that decides to buy a house, yeah, like that something's wrong there.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they see it from, again, it's an unknown thing of what the brokerages are going to do. I don't see any issue with it, but again, this whole AI thing's so new to everybody that I think they're going to try and slow it down before it gets way out of hand. What that means, I don't know. But if MLS is already starting to put the brakes on it, then the question remains, what are brokerages going to do? My agents, they want the same thing on their marketing across the board as what goes in MLS. They want the property site images to be on the same exact order as what's on MLS. So that's my agents in my area. There's agents out here that do creative marketing in the Scottsdale area, the higher end stuff like that. They, have their own YouTube channel and some guy walking through. They do all kinds of fancy graphics and get tons of views on it. So that's kind of, does that fall under the line of doing like what you did with putting the furniture in and the spins and everything that you showed me? That's no different than producing a YouTube commercial or something there. It's just, like I said, it's an unknown of what brokerages are going to do or what the National Association of Realtors is going to do. We just don't know that.
What if we take it like a step further and outside of like the AI videos, like where we're putting like furniture in, what if we have like AI voice clones, like clones where we take an agent's voice recording and we can clone it. There's actually a company called 11 Labs that does this, and it's actually pretty accurate. It's like kind of getting scary accurate, where it's like only family and close friends would really be able to notice the difference. And you can have their voice clone and then make video content with stock footage of like showing, DC or that area, and then make a script and then have the voice clone voice it over and then post it for them without them ever having to do a thing. But it's still branded to them. It's still localized content and targeted, and the reels apparently do fairly all right.
So, sorry, Zach, this is looking really, really cool.
Say what?
Looking at your video, it's awesome.
Thank you.
Clearly, obviously the furniture, but how is the agent AI? Is it?
No, the agent is not AI.
No.
But did you?
That probably will be next, but it's not there yet.
You green screened it, or how did you manipulate the character?
No, there is no manipulation of the character. It was just shot in an empty space.
Right.
Just had her, like, she went in, did her thing while she was on camera, hold the frame still. She walks off, push a little bit, pull back. That way you have a couple of frames to work with afterwards, and then you just cut her out, put the furniture in, and have a slight motion. Melmar did a really good job.
How much extra did that render?
I don't know how much extra Jay billed me for it.
Haven't decided yet. But it sounds like if Zach was able to book 3 extra shoots from that, it's gonna be pretty premium.
I feel like it's a rarity right now, but it will become a commonplace.
It'll just be whatever it costs us to process those. That's about it.
Yeah, you just don't want to incur loss on current video. Actually,
correct.
Because I did something along these lines with the Kubicasa 3D tour, and it was okay. It was nothing compared to this.
I think there will eventually come a day where AI is going to turn into more like a Doom kind of scenario. But until then, hey, you leverage as much as you can while you can, because there will be some type of thing coming, whether it's through regulations or whatever. But right now it's kind of like a, Wild Wild West. So, but like making those videos like super trendy stuff that drives traffic, I just don't. I just don't buy like, oh, like you misrepresented the house, so I'm not going to buy it, or I'm going to back out of a contract. Like, really? Like, you didn't realize when you were seeing the house in person that, that like there were no furnitures, or, you know what I mean? Like, we're all kind of taking it to a little bit of extreme, but I think there's a window of time, I don't know, 12 months, 18 months, where we can still kind of take advantage of it.
And kind of on that note, Jay, I'm going to throw this one out there because this is where it all started. You would think when you buy a cup of coffee from McDonald's that's hot, that it's expected to be hot. But yet somebody managed to sue McDonald's because they dumped their own coffee on them that was hot, and the cup didn't say hot coffee.
Zach, you're too young for that, right?
And it was,
I remember.
But the missing piece is it was actually determined that it was way hotter than it should have been.
Right.
And I think that was the point.
The original, it started off though because of the
yes,
not saying hot.
yes. But again, if the coffee was hot enough to regulation, then they wouldn't have won.
we don't know.
We don't know, right?
I don't know if there was a regulation before that.
I think
I think there is like a temperature that, you know, like after that it is deemed like
right,
dangerous to consume. Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah, you know, it's just the unfortunate thing is that, you know, anybody will attempt the lawsuit. What comes out of it, at some point it will happen. It's just a matter of when that somebody's going to try it. What comes out of that, if they just throw it out or if it goes further, you know, that's kind of here or there till it happens. I just, like I said, I think we run with what we've got, like you said, and put it out there and generate it till it changes.
Right. So this is something kind of related, and we are in the business of creating the thing. We are not in the business of telling the agent what the regulation is.
Right.
Exactly. Right. And I hope more people would recognize that, because I've heard so much, like, and actually I used to be this way as well, like, because I was an active practicing agent, so I would know the regulations and the rules and do's and the don'ts like a little bit more than a typical photographer, right? So I would actually tell the agent like, hey, like MLS doesn't allow that. But then like there was a point that I realized that it's actually not my job. Like if someone says, hey, can you make that wall look like there is no, you know, hole in it because somebody punched it, right? My job is not, oh, well, but that's not going to fly. No. Like, I'll make it for you. I can do whatever. Right. It's up to you. Like, you know, if you're going to get called on it, then that's on you.
Right.
So,
yeah,
so I think same thing goes. Like if you know, if client comes and says, hey, like I want the AI virtual staging video, like, all right, like, but then, you know, you use it at your own risk. Maybe we need a little disclosure in all of our little, you know, terms of service.
Yeah. It's no different than somebody goes and buys a car and goes and hits somebody with it. Well, the dealership's not responsible for how they use the car.
Right.
So yeah, I
So,
totally agree with
that. But man, way too many people in their industry, in their field, like kind of plays the MLS police. I'm like, hey guys, like if they're gonna pay you extra for it, like who cares? It's like they're using it at their own risk. Now, do I still mention it? Yeah, sure, but I'm not like fighting the person for it.
Right.
Whereas before, I actually used to just refuse the things that I knew wasn't going to fly. And I'm like, well, that's not really in my position to do that.
Yeah.
So, well, that was a good topic. But so let me kind of take this AI concept and then go into the thing that I wanted to talk about, which is up until 48 hours ago, this wasn't the topic that I was going to talk about, but something happened where I just had like one of those light bulb moments. And I was talking to Rob about this earlier. When I was with our team in the Philippines, one of the things that we talked about was doing the thing just for the sake of doing it without really understanding the result that we need to drive for doing it. Like if you're not caring about that, we might as well not do it, right? So we all kind of dug deeper and we started to think like what is it that we tangibly do? Like, yes, everybody needs, you know, listing photos and all that, but so ultimately it came down to two things. We're gonna help them drive more traffic so that they can hopefully sell it for, you know, more money faster. But unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of control that goes into that, because, you know, if something is mispriced, if something is just sitting in a bad location, no marketing is going to really fix that, right? But that's one half of it, and the other half that we kind of came to say like, okay, like this is something that we could actually do is what we are doing tangibly, like actively helping agents get more listings?
I would say yes.
Right? Because I've always told agents like, hey, like this is your opportunity to take your current listing and turn it into a portfolio so that this is going to turn into you getting more listings down the road. So we just kind of started going into like, okay, like how can we actually, like, we can keep talking about it, but how do we tangibly like show the agent or give something to the agent that directly translates into that happening? And one of the thing is the thing that I've been working on for, I don't know, 12, 18 months, like the listing showcase page, where we aggregate all their listing websites into a single page that they can easily, text people and, send that out, like share with people so that they can show off their body of work. And then we kind of took a step further, and this is the big idea that I came out with as we were kind of brainstorming on like, hey, like let's kind of revisit all of our process so that we're all aligned going into 2026. And I was like, ooh, okay, like take 10-day blitz for example. Are these agents actually telling the sellers that they are going to be doing this 10-day blitz thing? Right? So I've done handful of these, like couple of dozens. And I know for a fact, I don't think any of our clients actually told their sellers ahead of time that this is part of their marketing plan. I think what ended up happening was they came, they got the listing. We were just supposed to come, do the photo and video and the regular stuff. And then I just happened to tell them, hey, like we can do this. And then they're like, oh my gosh. Right. So the idea is, what if the agents go into listing appointments with something that says, here's how we actually market your house, but not just generally saying like, oh, we syndicate to Zillow and Redfin and, I'll make a video. Like, by the way, if any agent out there still thinks that I will hire a professional photographer is like a pitch, like they should not be in this business. Right? Because it's almost like it should be a given that that's what you do. Like that should not be a pitch. Right?
Not out here.
So anyways, so the big idea is, what if we can provide the agent with either a single page or something that they can use it as like a supplement to their existing listing presentation that goes through like the step-by-step process of how this is going to all play out. Right? So hey, as part of my marketing strategy, I take pictures, videos, but then we put together the a 10-day social media plan, right? And the idea is that it's going to drive more clicks, and when that click comes back to the listing website, then we now have Meta Pixels, Google tags, where we can retarget, right, the people that have. And again, do those retargeting actually going to work? I don't know. But then, but perception is that, oh man, this agent really has this strategy down, right? I don't think, I don't know. Like I'm thinking it's very small percentage of agents that can show up at a listing appointment and actually like intelligently explain the ins and outs of how they're going to like actually market the listing.
Well, the agents that I work with have all, the ones that really actually buy like the Premier product and whatnot, they've always said like, I want to show my clients that I'm going to go do the most possible with the best possible to promote their material.
Right. But what does most and the best mean? Are they able to articulate that to the sellers to a point where they stand out from the other 2 or 3 agents that the seller has spoken with?
See, I actually, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I kind of think about it differently. As far as helping agents, sell their listings better and then win more listings is our 2 principal goals. Those are our 2 pillars that we're looking for. And then your point to like having them have something tangible for the listing presentation, I think is important. They should have a good idea on how they're going to present the listing presentation. But the fact that I can't, or the study that I can't get out of my head, is that 80% of sellers or buyers only interview one agent, because that one agent they interview is the one they pick. And they've done that. They only do it that way because they've screened them ahead of time. They screen their online profiles, like, Zillow, Redfin, especially so their social medias. So if I were to say, how do we help, at least in my mind, how do I help a agent my age or someone younger get more listings? I would say I want them to be more of an authority figure online. And that would be by posting video content like, 15 versus 30 versus 50-year mortgage, how we prep a property, day in my life, all that stuff. That's going to make that's going to establish more of an emotional connection for the potential buyer or seller, and maybe make them want to do that listing interview with them versus somebody else. But on the listing interview side, it is really important to have all your materials down pat so that you can close them. But it seems like right now, getting that listing interview or having that person pick you to even talk to you in the first place is the hard part that most agents struggle with, because it's no like and trust, and nobody knows them.
Like and trust, and that's just it. We've all seen this gal. I think she's in Florida. That she goes around doing all the dry humor and rips on the house. And, you know what I'm talking about?
Say it again.
The girl who's going around doing all the jokes and whatnot about her houses that she's selling. This place looks like it needs to belong on some mob movie or whatever. And then
or the speed tour guy or something.
Yeah. Well, she gets a lot of views, but I think she's had 2 or 3 sales in the last year.
She has,
because she has no reputation. She has no trust. She gets a lot of views, a lot of entertainment, but there's no trust. So when you're talking, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head here, which there should be a lot of video content. You should be posting stuff in there that's valid and relevant to buyers or sellers. Prepping a house, selling a house, what's the price points, where are you at, what are the features you're selling, yada 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 yada. You're building a trust, you're building the expertise in their mind, so when they do go to somebody, they're probably going to start with you, and then you set the bar for everybody else to compare to. But that's where we can come in and give them the content to post, or at least start to guide them in the direction that they need to go, which is one of my questions I was going to have for today, which was developing.
So before you get to that question, Henry, let me address a couple of things.
Yeah.
It's probably not quite 80%, but there is a good amount of people that meet with one person and then they do hire them. But unfortunately, we're giving the consumers a little too much credit, thinking that they have vetted the people. The reality is they do not. It's coming more out of laziness from the consumer.
Right.
So it's actually not the fact that, they've looked at 8 different agents and then they decided to interview one of them. It's actually more like, my friend at church told me to see you, or they literally don't take the time to go through the interview process with multiple people, which is actually something that I'm very passionate about, educating the consumers that's what they should do. Mm-hmm. Right? Because not even if you got somebody through a referral, man, this is a long process. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to, chive with the person. With that being said, what Zach said is exactly true. Having that online presence is important, right? So it's we both have something that the agents need to do in order to be super, super successful. So with that being said, but I'll tell you, I don't really, and this might be just me, I'm not really sure anyone's ever going to develop all the way to the trust level by watching someone's TikTok video, right? I think you can get them to know you, right? Mm-hmm. Perhaps you can get them to like you. My guess, that gal, I don't know how she does her business, but my guess is the reason why she hasn't done a whole lot of transaction could potentially be that she just might not be very good agent. Like she's very good at entertaining people, right?
And that's the
But
point.
but it's not because people aren't trusting her based on her video. I mean, I will go as far as saying she probably can get a lot of people to like want to work with her, but then the reality is like, oh, like, do you actually know what you're doing, right? And this is everything is just speculation because we don't really know what the situation is. But
I'll find the article because there was actually an article written about her.
okay, but my traditional kind of way of doing things would say I would say a lot of like, I don't know, like, you know, people that live in these $1 million houses would look at that and go like, that's not very professional.
Mhm.
So I could see that, you know, panning out.
But if you got somebody like Hermosi that's out there and is
Henry,
constantly
I think you gotta lean into your mic. I'm having a really hard time hearing you.
Sorry, is that any better? Is that better?
Nah,
I actually think your mic is not the source of the sound. It might be your laptop because like the volume is not changing whether what the
You're
distance
closer
is.
further,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me at all?
Still rough.
No, still no. Because I mean, like Rob's is also really low too. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but
You were roughly 1/3 of the volume that Jay is for me.
yeah, Jay
you're
is
very
loud.
quiet for me.
No two ways about that. Anyway, wow, shoot. I don't want to spend a lot of time messing with this. Can you hear me enough that I can get my point across? No.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you well, I was gonna say type it, but then I mean I could hear you to a point where I can make it out.
Yeah.
But
We can still
sounds
hear you.
like
We just have to be quiet, like very quiet.
I see what the problem is, but I can't figure out how to change it. I'm gonna come back.
okay. All right, sounds good. So while he's doing that, so basically the point I was trying to make, and this is where the lead magnet comes in, is I'm putting together, our team's gonna be putting together like a very detailed marketing plan that the agent can study it, but then like present it to the seller as this is exactly what you can expect when you are working with me. We can't really help the agent in terms of, you know, how do they do, you know, CMAs or, you know, what's their process of, you know, like getting the house ready and stuff like that. Like those we don't really have any tangible control. But when it comes to once the capturing happens and the media is now in place, what we're gonna do with this and how you're gonna see this is gonna benefit you, like if an agent can articulate that in a professional and elegant manner, I feel like that could definitely move the needle versus most average agents who literally just show up. I mean, you can look at agents' websites and a lot of them basically say the same thing. Oh, I have professional photo, video, and then, you know, your listing is going to be on Redfin, Realtor.com, you know, Homes.com. Like, you physically don't do anything for these listings to hit those places.
Right.
And that makes you know better than anybody else, because that's someone who just got licensed yesterday can do all that stuff for somebody.
So can you guys hear me now?
Oh, wow. Yes. Now it's uber loud.
Okay. So what happened was it was selecting my microphone from my camera, not from my G-Track.
Okay.
So that being said, what I was saying is that we're in a, correct me if I'm wrong, but this sounds a lot like if somebody like Hermosi's out there, right? And he's producing content and he's giving that content away. You're going to start listening to him because the content that he is, it says is valid, it's relevant, it's helpful, right? When I go to think about who I want to listen to learn more about business, probably going to go with Hermosi. Yeah. So if somebody if these agents were to go out there and start promoting material that's actually helping the buyers and sellers do what they need to do, they're setting themselves up as the expert, right? They just happen to be doing it with good quality. That's where we come in. So to help them create that content is a big benefit for us if we can do that, because that will move the needle towards them. Yes, I would think so.
Yeah, I'm setting up a retainer right now for that. I have a guy in my area that recently sold a company. It's same business as ours. He's actually younger than me, which is crazy. And he was able to sell his business for shy of $1 million. And he built it in like 2.5 years. But the only reason he was able to sell it was because of the content retainers, because it's more of a guarantee. It's more like a subscription. And that's exactly what he did. He would do educational videos. He would do property tours like we're already used to, your standard video. But we're all doing reels, so we're targeting social media. And then he would do business spotlights, which is like the agent in the business showing something in their area.
Right.
And then events, just like a quick event video. And there's 2 or 3 other ones, like a brand video and something else. But I'm going to start incorporating that. And
he would start creating the stuff for the guys on a regular basis.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a once a month, you have a strategy call, you pick your ideas and your scripts. It's about 15 to 20 minute call at the beginning or wherever you can fit it in. And then you pick a date and you show up. You have, depending on the subscription level they do, if it's the first one, the first retainer takes about 2 hours to shoot. And it's $1,000 retainer. Second one is $1,800, takes about 4, but it's over 2 days or 2.5 days usually. Not full days, but like 2 separate appointments. Think like 2 2-hour appointments, which is really good ROI, especially because educational videos are super cheap to edit. And then the other one's just more. It's like 12. So it would go like pretty much 4, 8, and then 12 videos, 1,000, 18, and 2,700. And you batch those between 2 days, then 3 days, then 4 days pretty much. And then, but that's how he built his out and sold his, was able to sell his business doing that, because private equity is more interested in revenue stability, especially during slower months. So they really prioritize agents still paying the $1,000 even though they don't have a listing, just so that they stay relevant on their social media platforms, can stay in front of their target audience, all that. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing until January, and then hopefully can scale that if I can. We'll see. But
it's also the thing I've been doing for the last 4 years.
Hell yeah. I'm hoping I could get to that 13 client level. That's where if I'm at like 12, 10 or 13, I'm going to be feeling pretty good. I'm going to be sitting pretty. I'm going to be busy, but I'm going to be chilling.
It'll be beyond busy. It sounds way better than it actually is. Because then, see, if that happens during November, December, like that's great.
But June,
but come March, April, June, it is not
crazy times.
It is not going to be
fun.
That fun. And I'm telling you this from experience, because that 1 visit, 2 visit, the whole back and forth. That was the whole reason why I decided to go with the brick and mortar studio, so that they can come to me instead of me going. Oh my gosh, that gets tough very quick.
So you need a whole production crew just for that.
The strategy he's employing now is not a studio, but a flex space. So think like flex space office building, renting out a room, and doing like a $1,500 room, and then bringing them all in and having that be in a central location.
Right. So then you're just gonna have to make sure that everybody can show up on the day or 2 that you're renting the space.
No, you just rent it all month long. Like you have access to the space all month long.
Oh, okay.
And then you put you can put your logo on the door, and you can build the room out and add panels and stuff like that. But your cost is so much lower, and you don't have to pay for big space.
Right. And then people start to complain that
podcasts and stuff. But yeah, you have to switch it up.
Then people start to complain that it looks the same.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's all sorts of stuff you will go through. But with that being said, that is the way to go. that is the way to go. At least to be able to kind of take your business to that next level. And I've been saying this for the last 3-4 years, like just because our industry has gotten so saturated, because every wedding photographers and every, portrait photographer, like every single person that has a camera, sometimes that doesn't even have a camera, think they can come in and do this. So
Right.
so we're literally in a race to the bottom situation. And I think marketing, right? Marketing is definitely something that is going to make or break if you're going to be able to grow and scale your business, versus if all you're doing is just doing listing shoots. I think that's going to have a shelf life.
I agree with that.
What do you mean?
So-
Have a show? You mean just
There's only so much you can go without playing the I'm cheaper than the next guy.
oh yeah,
And you just got to play the volume game.
right. Yeah. No, you have to have there's going to be a growth in the marketing and the scope of work that you're going to be able to produce, and it's all keyed around, with the one particular niche that you're serving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this. Like right now, if your agent, like what do you bring to your agent clients that makes them stand out versus other agents?
Staying on the edge as far as AI right now. I feel like that's the biggest differentiator for me. Is like I get a lot of attention for it, and it's easy. Well, it's easy because I'm just paying a little extra, or I'm making a request to the editor. It's not easy for the editor or the editing company, but it's kind of their job to stay on the edge, anyways. So just having the right editor, I feel like is honestly huge, which is why I'm grateful for your team and stuff like that. You guys are
So
staying on
you're
top of it.
talking specifically about like leveraging AI for video content, and that helps them
I
get
think
more.
video is the biggest differentiator. I don't
Mhm.
think Flambient versus HDR makes as much a difference outside of high level architectural photography.
It's a whole different
I think
game.
your normal homes, I think you could shoot. I shoot 5 bracket, but I think you could literally shoot 3 bracket HDR. But if your video was good, people would still pick you over the guy that's doing, extreme blended Flambient or whatever, because it's going to be more engagement. They're going to see more of a tangible result on their social media when people are actually watching the video all the way through, or liking or commenting or saying, what is this, magic or whatever.
But this is kind of getting back into the previous topic, or just recent topic, which was really, is it only home videos that are selling? Because I think that's even becoming kind of saturated at this point. Everybody's putting out videos for homes, and everybody's trying to do the latest speed ramps, or the crash in buildings and the dust settling and time warps and all this other jazz. And it's all great. They say, well, yeah, you got your film degree and now you're putting it to use, right? But is that, as Jay put it, moving the needle, getting more clients in the door for the agent? I don't
No,
know that I
you're
necessarily agree.
still kind of raised to the bottom, whether
Right.
it's photo or video, because everyone's just gonna end up being price sensitive, until you can actually say, okay, like I have a clear advantage over what I bring to you in terms of value.
Right.
And that's where I think you've done really well, is you have a lot of things that differentiate you from the common photography.
And I don't even, but it's like the thing that I always want to emphasize is that it's not a rocket science. Like every majority of the people is in the business of providing the media to the agent. If you go from just providing the media to actually helping them leverage as much out of it as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just editing and providing it, but you go into packaging it for them, distributing it for them, that's where the money is going to be, and that's where the differentiator is going to be, because that's the thing that not everybody is going to be capable of doing.
I agree.
Yeah,
Right.
Jay,
Like-
you and I talked about this at some length, but I agree with that.
because when you go into talking about, hey, like I will save you time, energy, because I can do this for you, or at least teach you how to do it, or somebody on your team, then that's like, oh, like you can do that versus the guy who just, you know, sends me the photo. I think that's a huge difference in value.
Sure. But you got to be able to justify the costs as well, right?
Yeah, I was about to say if you can
ROI.
provide that to this at the same cost, everybody would use you. But it's expensive to do, which is like the
Well,
flip
there's no
side.
point in doing it if it was going to be same cost. The whole point is that you charge more to do it, right?
Yeah.
And this is where I have kind of, like I told Rob this earlier, I spend so much time trying to convince people that this is what they need, that I basically got in my own way, because if they don't see the value, they're likely never going to see the value. So I just decided to pivot and just go after the people that actually see the value in what we do.
Sure.
Right? That's why we have clients that pay $2,500 on Listing Launchpad Pro, and their feedback to us is, that was awesome, let's do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And the price point of the homes you're selling out there, that these would you typically do these for?
Anywhere from 700 to, you know, 5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I was wondering. It's like, because I mean, if somebody's going to sell a $300,000 home, I don't know that would make that much sense doing that.
Correct. So one thing that I was able to do is, I've had agents that started to work with us, but then they would kind of be selective, meaning they would only do it for houses that are like over a certain amount, right? So I actually started calling out to them. I'm like, hey, like, do you think that client, that seller, you know, the $400,000 condo seller is worth any less than the $4 million house person? Like, is that house to them mean any less because it costs less, right? Like, why are you delivering not as much? Like, what is your baseline is basically what I call them out on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you're basically like, whatever the lowest service you offer, like that's your baseline. So I've had a couple of agents that I kind of had this talk with, and next thing you know, they're just like, doesn't matter if it's $250,000 condo or $2.5 million house, because that's my standard of how I service my clients.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes a long way in terms of them building their brand on how they do things. They might not do the entire like pro package, but they will definitely do all the elements in terms of, you know, photo, video, you know, virtual tour, floor plan, website, like that's become pretty much like a given, because that's their standard.
I think I'm going to try to structure a similar conversation, like to that same framing, but with their brand instead
Right.
of like their client's home.
Yes.
1 month you want to do it, 1 month you don't. You're
Right.
Like, just because you're not busy doesn't mean this isn't having an effect.
Exactly. And that's typically how the conversation turns, is like, this is your brand, right? Because then, are you telling me that you don't want these properties on your listing showcase page because you decided to go cheap on that? And they're like, whoa, you know, I'm like, see, right? Like, if you're telling me not to include this in your listing showcase, you might want to check yourself, because you're feeling guilty about something, right? Well, you know, because I didn't stage it. Well, why didn't you stage it? You stage all your other houses. So, I'm you know, like, I'm not really afraid to call people out on stuff. So,
yeah, pretty solid stuff. Gotta try to move the needle up a little bit. Can I I recently kind of found out about this is a slightly different topic,
Mm-hmm.
but a new um, lead capture method almost. Um, so it's slightly it's like a traditional route, but with like a spin almost.
It's a traditional what?
Um, it's a traditional route of
Okay.
like in-person lead capture, but with a spin. Um, and it was kind of like put together by a guy in my area. Uh, his company's called CPV. He's a good guy. Does a really solid volume, and his way of getting clients is to reach out to loan officers and title company, the other two people that interface with realtors, or the realtor is their client kind of thing. Um, and he will reach out to them and say like, hey, I'm trying to grow my business, da da da. Are you trying to do the same? If they say yeah, because some people they're like, oh, I don't need any more clients. I don't want to try to have events or anything like that.
Sure.
And he'll ask them that. If they say yes, he's like, okay, well, I'm trying to find people to put on an event together. I'm the media guy. I'll bring the media, and my deliverable will be 5 agents that are performing from my circle. I'll bring them to the event, and I'll do 2 talking head videos, or just frame it as 2 videos. They get 2 Instagram reels or whatever, social media videos, and some brand headshots, which is literally just like 1 or 2 brand headshots and a quick reel. And all the agent has to do is pay $25. So I'm going to get 5 of my agents to pay $25. This is just like a base price of entry. So the agent sees it, their value is like, what's my hard cost of getting into the event? It's $25. What am I getting? I'm getting 2 videos and updated headshots. Okay, that's a decent deal. But the loan officer and title company also get the chance to network with all these new agents, and they're putting on the event and they're branded. So a lot of them are, kind of open to it. But as the media guy, you're like, hey, we got to edit all these videos and stuff like that. So you actually you're selling the loan officer and title company to pay you for the event. So you would take like 400 to 500, because you have to make, you're making 2 videos a person, 15 videos. You've got 30 videos to edit. But if you have a high volume, headshot or educational editor, then you can make that work. But you can actually get paid $800. The loan officer keeps the tickets, kind of thing. They bring their own agents. They get to meet 10 new agents. You get to meet 10 new agents. Title company gets to meet 10 new agents. But you send them that content, and you can follow up and sell them more content later down the line, all the agents that you met. And the loan officer and title company apparently are like sometimes willing, especially during busy seasons, to do this like multiple times a month almost. And if you've already got a client base of like 50 plus people, you could reach out to 50 people, assuming that, the people that you're bringing, you want them to be, somewhat qualified, probably doing at least 4 to 5 transactions, because loan officers and title company, especially loan officers, they don't care if it's buyer side or, seller side. We care about seller side, but they don't. And then, and then you deliver the content, you get paid for running the event, and you get new leads that you can then follow up with. And you had an in-person interaction of you directing them through getting new social media videos. So you can then follow up and be like, hey, do you have a normal photographer? Or you would probably say that at the event. And then give us a try on your next listing. We won't let you down. And that's kind of like the frame that you're trying to take. And this guy's also pretty premiumly priced too. He's a pretty premium pricing. He's like the highest in our area, but still does like great volume. And you can run like 2 of these events in a day, usually doing them during the weekend or something.
So what's the actual content of the event itself? Like, is it just
There is no real content of the event. The content is of the agents. And then you can also do a little bit with a title company, but he literally will then upsell the title company again to do a separate content session. Hey, while you're already on site, usually I charge blank for so many talking head reels and, like lifestyle stuff or whatever. But since we're already there, I'll give you that for half. So then you're getting paid to show up to the event and deliver all the media for his agents that are coming, the value that they're getting, all the agents that you're coming, the other guys bringing. And then I'm losing my track of thought. Shit.
I kind of like to see like an outline of this, like an actual.
Yeah, a presentation break. I'll send you. Actually, let me drop it. I'll drop it in the chat right now.
Okay.
He breaks it down pretty good. He does this at event. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Acre. I think it is. They're like a real estate coaching program, but he's one of the guys that like went through it. He's a coach on it now. I think some of his best months were right around like 80 to 100K.
How much?
Yeah. 80 to 100K a month during that busy season, which is good. Wow. Yeah, good numbers.
Yeah.
How do I leave a chat?
On the right,
public chat.
On the right side.
Video of him kind of breaking it down. Oh,
I got it.
Wait, no. That might be just his booking page. Hold up.
It's just book his appointment.
Yeah, that's his booking page. Hold up.
How'd you meet this guy?
I met him through Omar, actually, the guy that sold his company.
Oh.
They were going to run an event in my area. Omar he has a different, because he doesn't really do as much. Bronson is his name, of CPV, the guy that runs this. I'm going to find the link and I'll send it to you. But he doesn't really run a lot of like retainer, but he does a lot of content. He does like a ton of content, but he just does it on like an as needed basis and then has a better system for following up. Yeah, he does a lot. He's like a high in-person touch point person / calling. He likes to always try to get people on the phone kind of thing, which is more annoying. But if they're already your client, then it's not the end of the world. It's not that bad. But yeah, he also does one other thing that I like that I've started implementing, which is care calls. After the appointment, you give it 2 days after the appointment, and then you actually call the client up if they haven't responded to any of the media stuff or responded to your text of the delivery text or email, yada, yada. You actually call the client up and say, hey, just want to check in, make sure everything's 10 out of 10. We just want to make you happy. And then if they say, yeah, everything's 10 out of 10, then you're like, that's amazing. Would you mind, if it's okay, dropping me a quick review on Google? They've already done that. Would you mind? Do you know 1 or 2 other people in your brokerage or team or in this space that you would mind referring me, or that you think would benefit from working with us? And then you just kind of keep running that. And it's like a good way to make them feel like they're getting cared for, to also lead generate in the same notion, but lead generating to your own clients, like just asking for referrals in a very casual way after delivering good content. And if they say bad, like, hey, I didn't like the content, instead of losing that client, you then have the chance to be like, oh no, I'm more mad about my content being mad than you are. So you're happy that I care, and then let's fix this. And then you get to keep working with them and you don't lose them as a client. So kind of like a win-win, but it definitely requires extra work.
Gotta appreciate the hustle. That's what I like about you, Zach.
Well, he's ahead of me, but I'm trying to pick up a little bit of what he's putting down.
Rob, you have any thoughts on that event idea?
I kind of followed the concept of it, a little bit. It's almost, I don't want to call it a loss leader, but in essence, that's what it really boils down to when you factor in all the time and everything like that. You're probably breaking even on those events, but because you're able to upsell later on, and during the course of that, in the long run, you can come out ahead on it. So, again, I think it's one of those things that I think it's dependent on the title company. I've got title companies out here that are very, very strict on what they're going to do because of some of the laws in place. I've got other ones out here that just don't care. They'll do whatever, and they figure, so I think it's, I think it's a great concept because you're getting something out there different in front of them than just versus pictures. So I see the benefit in standing out with that.
Yeah.
the unfortunate reality of that is going to be the fact that, one, if you are the one putting together the event, man, that's gonna suck out so much time and energy, right? The logistics of getting people, RSVP'd, or like finding the place, like it is not, it is definitely not as easy as it may seem. If you try to get a loan officer to do it, good luck with that, right? And plus, most loan officers, they don't care about your clientele who does more listings than purchase, because they need people that buy, right? So there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. And title company is definitely, buyers don't do any good for the title company. Title company needs sellers. So title company is a good person to like network with, probably more than the lender. But it's all gonna come down to like just running that. And so think about it. If you bring 5, title company brings 5, the loan officer brings 5, like that's 15. How long do you think it's gonna take per person for you to shoot those content that you said?
Should be 15 to 20 minutes.
It will absolutely be longer than 15 to 20 minutes. I can promise you. Even if it's 15 minutes, for 15 people, we're talking 4 people an hour. So now we're at, what is that? That's a 4 or 5 hour event, right?
It's I believe he said 3-hour event. He usually runs 2 teleprompters. He tells people to come unprepared.
Right.
Like, don't come with a script. We don't want you to come with a script. And we have scripts pre-provided. And then they have like a basic go-to video. Like the one they do the most is just like the about me, if a real.
Oh, so everyone's kind of getting like a canned video, like all the kind of same.
They're getting similar videos,
right?
And like kind of like a batched content.
I tell you what, you know what? I'm not gonna be a Debbie Downer. I say go for it, and I would love to copy you when it works. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, because I should not do that. Yeah, I should not do that, because like that was very negative of me, just to but I was coming from my personal experience, because again, I have ran these events, and I'm just sharing with you the thoughts that I had at the time that I was doing it. Guys, like the whole showing up to people's offices and doing the marketing video stuff. Oh my goodness, you try going to 5 different agents' place, tear down, set up 5. Oh my gosh, like I was just like, enough is like, money's good, but enough is enough. Like that's kind of like where I was getting at. So instead of going Debbie Downer, like I can suggest a better one. If there is a real producer in your area, I think DC does have a real producer magazine. Trying to get in touch with them.
What do you mean?
So basically, Real Producer is a publication.
Yeah.
And they send their magazines out, their monthly magazines out to agents. And they actually put on these big real estate agent related events. It will be way easier for you to go to them and offer, hey, like this is what I'm willing to do if you let me come mingle with your agents. That's a way better route. Now, typically all Real Producer publications, they already have like their own photographers that they have in their pockets, and the first thing they're going to do is trying to get you to buy an ad spot. Right? So I don't know, that's up to you, but then you get invited to all these events and you get to actually like rub shoulders with the real estate agents
who are already willing
and
they're lying around to buy an ad spot in general.
Right. And their agents, the agents that they go after are generally the top 500 agents by volume in the area.
For our area, it's a lot of
TTR
correct agents and stuff like that.
Right. And don't get me wrong, like the gal that is incorporated with them in our region, like she went from like nothing to like she's running a pretty good operation right now. and she's always getting new clients because of the magazine.
That would be a good idea because we can also do a spin on it where it's like this is a different idea. This is for social media a little more.
Right,
It's
right.
not
You can
just
come in as
like-
like, hey, I do like different types of content.
Yeah.
But
That's a good idea,
but gotta love the hustle, and I think the idea that we can all agree on is the fact that we need some kind of sales mechanism, like inbound lead, some type of mechanism that generates new business, right?
Right.
So on that note, I did hire a head of sales. so we actually have a sales department now.
Wow.
There you
So and the goal is to train them to be so good that they can generate sales for you guys.
So are these just VAs that you're hiring, or is these people actually on site?
What do you mean?
Like these are all virtual assistants that you're hiring that do this stuff, or is this people like on site working at your office?
These are all the people that work for me at I Am Their Media, not in Seattle.
Got it. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Because I realized that, again, like that's another pain point that a lot of us have, and if there's a way that we can do that, right? So stay tuned. I'm trying to drum up my own business first.
Yep.
Rob, what's going on in the AI world?
It's been quiet
What's
this
not
whole
going
time.
on is the question.
Oh, he's got like a million things going on, so maybe just one
Yeah.
of them.
You know, gosh, I don't know, because they're all so big in my eyes that, you know, we just launched, you know, 20 AI tools, over 20 AI tools just for writing social media content, lead magnets, all that stuff. Very built on frameworks of 7 and 8 figure copywriters. So everything that they've done to generate conversions and engagement, we've built into these custom chat GPTs where it's just simply filling out a form. But I mean, the technology is progressing so fast that, I mean, really, as you learn the prompting, the sky's the limit with this stuff. And that's what I'm really excited about, because, you know, we can take, and I've been talking to one of my agents. His last name's Disney. He is related to Disney. So I've been talking to him about creating a Pixar style character of him, and then shooting the video of the house and having the narration done in his voice with a Pixar for branding and marketing purposes.
Wow.
And, you know, he's teetering on it. He's still like, oh, I got to look into some things and, you know, things like that. But, you know, it's really getting easier to do a lot with this stuff, you know, marketing wise, and using that to zero into your target audience. And, you know, when you find out, okay, I'm going to offer these reels and these packages, building that customer avatar just became so much easier. And I was just at a meeting with the Chamber of Commerce today, and we were talking about this, is that this is a way so many businesses every year, as we change and adapt to technology, economic times, market industry, we can very easily change our target audience. We can adapt very easily without spending thousands upon $1,000 to rebrand ourselves and redo the target audience. With AI, we're able to do that very easy now. So I think, Jay, I was talking to you about it earlier, was that at the PMRE conference, I was talking with the digital marketer, one of the speakers. He said the journey for almost every real estate architectural photographer is we start out and we want every single agent because we want to pay the bills. Then as we start to progress, we start messing with our packages, our pricing, to dwindle that down to who we want to work with. Then we start upping the prices of more, or building a higher end package and start targeting the higher end audience. Well, each one of those stages is a different customer avatar that we're going after. You know, the same pitch on a $350,000 average agent that never does a luxury listing. That pitch isn't going to work on somebody that does $10 million listings, 7 of those a year. And so we kind of find our way in this journey building our avatars without realizing it. But when we bring in AI, now we can take our marketing and say, okay, I'm going to market an architect because I want to do those huge shoots that are 2 days on location. Well, now I can write the content, the letters, the emails, right to speaking to that architect and that his style and connecting and resonating with them so much easier. And I think a lot of photographers that dial in their customer avatars and who they're targeting are going to exceed and use that to their advantage over everybody else that's the budget, because they're going to use that to be able to offer those scripts for those reels very easily, and then create it in the agent's brand, tone, voice. And if they do try somebody else and they can't deliver that, there's going to be that separation, the advantage there with using AI.
And there's such a huge value in that. Again, I've had to learn the hard way. When you're just like, I'll take anybody, bring it on, then you just have to keep tweaking to kind of tailor towards whoever it is you're working with, and that's how you end up with, you know, gazillion SKUs that you don't even know that you have because you have changed things so many times. I'm just talking about me, guys. But I realize, man, when you just have like, okay, like this is who I'm working with and this is the offering that I have, and it's kind of like no disrespect if you don't fit that, or if you don't fit that but you desire to become what our avatar is, then we can help you. That just makes it so much easier from logistics standpoint, like just and having that voice to be able to speak to them at their own level, like that's huge, I think.
Yeah, because my typical email response, $10 million agent or $350,000 agent, would be, you know, hey, thanks for reaching out. Let's set up a time and talk. Where now I can plug their email response into AI that has my brand, tone, voice, and I can say this is a luxury listing agent that does 5 listings on average of 5 million. AI is going to help me write a more engaging response than I ever would have in my life.
Right. And that thing you mentioned, Rob, about the Disney character, like, don't sleep on that, because that's something that I've been working on. So I'm going to some of my very capable meaning, you know, they can pay for it,
Right.
but they just don't want to be on camera. So I've got couple people in the pipeline right now where, so we're going to incorporate our marketing launchpad strategy, which is basically, hey, like, we're going to make you the go-to person in your community, like in your neighborhood, except we're not going to use their face. We're going to build a character, a fictional character to represent that town. And then we're going to have them do all the talking head, the restaurant introduction, the small business introduction. And it's going to be powered by or sponsored by the agent. So the agent basically owns the brand. So they don't have to be in, but they will provide like all the, you know, hey, I like this. So we will build our scripts and content ideas around that. They'll just never be on a camera. But then when people get to now recognize that brand and follow the breadcrumb, they'll find themselves going to that agent's link in bio. So,
like that.
so if you have those super shy people like that, that's definitely an idea that it's no longer way out there anymore, because, you know, trying to keep a character consistency through AI generated content, like that is getting better and better and better, like by the day.
Mm-hmm. It is,
especially with more and more data coming in. It's just it's going to keep growing.
Which by the way, I probably should start with my own little mascot.
Well,
yeah, man.
you know,
Do it.
next week I'm just gonna put a clone
Excuse
of me up here and
Mm-hmm.
we'll
Yeah. So
run
next thing you know, it's not gonna be me here. It's just gonna be like a cartoon like Dragon Ball Z character of our brand ambassador, I guess.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
What platforms are you guys using for that to generate the characters?
So there's Gemini, there's Flow, there's
Sora.
Nano Banana. I've started with characters being generated in Canva and then taking them over,
Oh wow.
and animating them. There was a post that I put on my page that was talking about it was a cartoon character walking, texting. He says, "DM me," and then cartoon characters in the coffee shop. She's talking to a customer. Computer dings. Customer's like, "Do you need to get that?" And she's like, "No, AI answered it." And it's
Yes,
all
I've
created
seen that
out-
commercial.
Yep. So that was 2 still images created out of Canva and then animated.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And I think that is the best route to go, is to get your baseline out of Canva, and when you have a couple of them and then you feed it to Gemini or Nano Banana or whatever, it'll be able to generate, like, keep that integrity of that character.
Yeah, and really, if you once you have the prompt dialed in, you don't even need 2 images. You can take it from one image and manipulate the camera angles, scene, everything. It'll keep it consistent with the prompts.
I feel like Rob needs to hook us up with the prompt.
I was about to say I would love a prompt template.
The hard part is that you can start the prompt, but then when you start getting to the next scene, I can give you generic, yes, do this, but when you're kind of flowing things together, the prompt changes a little bit. So, it's not a perfect prompt for it. We're still manipulating. We've got a starting point, but there's still scene to scene going in there and going, nope, modify this, change that, do this. Those little manipulations in it. There's, a lot of times when we're doing images, for like me on top of a skyscraper with my arms out like that and the scene behind me, you can put in there critical feature lock on facial features, and that will take the facial features and keep it consistent from being manipulated with the angles and things like that. And kind of those same things are applied. I'm still learning the video side of it, to be able to keep it consistent through a whole 30-second commercial. But I'll share what I find out. But a lot of it, is still acting as a director to the prompt itself and saying, I need a camera motion this way, maintain facial, maintain character, telling it maintain outfit. All that stuff is still built into the prompt, and I'm just now getting into the video side of it.
I mean, there are websites that will just do that for you. It's just going to be more costly. Because but I feel like a lot of these, if you can take the time to learn it, it could be beneficial in the long run. I mean, there are websites out there that already do that. But then it's way more than, your typical, token that is used for the chatbot and stuff like that. So, all right. Well, I think we're ready for Zach's bedtime here. So
yeah.
what?
I'm about to
Hey, like, do you guys do business plans?
I do.
Anybody have their 2026 ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
GPT
Double
about 5
or
minutes
triple
ago.
this year. That's the goal.
Okay. But I mean, yes, you want to triple it, but well, because I mean, business plans do work. So I was wondering if you guys would be up for like doing like a business plan sharing session. So maybe not like maybe not like next week, but what if we did it like, say, you know, I don't know if you guys want to hang with me on the New Year's Eve. Probably
No.
not.
all.
Okay,
Maybe
so
in
if
Europe.
if that's the case, then what if we said, hey, like let's talk about our business plan next week? And if everybody mentions something out of their business plan, something that they're going to do next year that is different from this year, I think that could be a good value added as a whole.
I could be done with that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Next
Okay.
Wednesday.
Next week,
Definitely text me a reminder though. I might forget. I might show up to the
write
call and be like,
write it
"What
down
business
somewhere.
plan?"
Write it down somewhere, bro. Put it in your calendar.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I've got a hotel shoot that day, but I'll be back. I should be back for that.
Yeah, because it's like 9:30, right, for you, Henry?
9:00.
Yeah.
I'll be back for
So, all right, yeah, let's plan on that because I think it'll be fun, but also very beneficial for each other, but also for whoever is watching,
that. Yeah. Zach,
and keeps you accountable.
right. Zach, are you kind of booked up this week, or you got any available time this week?
I actually decided I can only do like early mornings or evenings.
Okay.
I decided to get my license. I'll be doing the licensing class this weekend and next weekend, and then taking the test.
Oh, like real estate license?
Yeah.
Oh man, Zach is a
Yeah.
hustler.
I was debating it myself, so this is kind of cool to hear.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and send it. So
Yeah, that's
we'll see how it goes. Just on referral status, because I know we're extending on time, but I've gotten one or two like just friends of mine that they see like what I do or the page or something like that, and they reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, I'm thinking about buying, not sure about what to do. I don't know if you're an agent or if you can help me." And that would be like a great point of talk. I'd be like, "I can't personally help you, but I know the best agent in the area. I'm going to put you in contact with him and then get a referral,
Sure.
kickback, which would be nice." So I think that over a long period of time could be beneficial.
Right.
But
I'll
yeah,
probably just DM you then.
okay, yeah, please do. Feel free. You can text me, call me. Yeah, by all
What's
means.
your number?
Say 540-514-4619. Only other thing that I heard recently that was creating SOPs and creating a knowledge base in ChatGPT, making SOPs with Loom. You can actually have Loom like build out like the SOP doc for you and take screenshots from everything that you're doing. And then you can input all that into ChatGPT, create a knowledge base, and then have your VAs interact with the knowledge base before they come to you to try to save time.
Yep.
And I think that's the only thing I've learned recently. Yeah.
Gets back to that commercial we were just talking about, though, where
Yeah,
the
exactly.
AI responds for you.
Yeah.
You put all that stuff. You put all that stuff into Notebook LM, and it'll do even more fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
So much technology to learn.
That's just it.
All right, boys.
All right, I'm going.
All right, gentlemen. Have a great night. We'll check y'all next week. Don't forget your business plans.
All right.
All right. See you guys.